Hey everyone, this is the Parent Whisperer. I have a beautiful guest today named Sophie. We're going to learn a lot, so be sure to like and subscribe below. So Sophie, tell me about what you do.
Jasmine, thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here and your sanctuary with your babies and getting this special time together.
Thank you.
So I am the founder of Sunshine Educational Consulting. I work in infant and early childhood mental health. Really providing support to teachers and families so that they can in turn support little ones with special needs, supporting their social emotional development, all of that stuff.
You know, when you say social and emotional development, that's what I'm most connected to. I mean, the word development, I think there could be a lot of people who could benefit from watching this, because we don't tend to think or know that a 0-year-old child is actually developing emotion regulation, and that they're gonna forget everything that they see and learn. They're not yet at that age of reason, and so stop, you're making me jealous. She's unrelenting. Oh, she wanted the ball the whole. Yeah, it was the ball. Oh, you're so rude. You didn't give her. I know. So I would love to talk about development, and we can all help parents who are raising 0 through 5-year-old kids. What do you think?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. This is truly my heart's work, and I could speak for hours on this subject. I started out my path into this field with a background in child development. I was a classroom teacher working with little ones who were actually born prenatally drug exposed. So they birthed to 3. We had an intervention center down in Miami, Florida at the university there. And that was truly like the training grounds. That was boot camp for me. Getting to really understand where children need to typically be at developmentally for a 2 or 3-year-old, and then seeing these little ones who've been through a lot their first few months, years at life due to various circumstances with their families. So I had that ability to teach a classroom full of 15 students, but then also really hone in as to where those little ones needed to be, and then working with their parents. That was the biggest component, because at this age group, birth to 5, parents are the biggest advocate for their child. A lot of times these kiddos aren't speaking. They don't have the language to communicate how they're feeling these big emotions. And it's our job, therapists, educators, families, to be that voice for them and to help them work through these big emotions. So thinking about maybe a 2-year-old, and everyone always talks about the terrible 2s. And it's that time in little one's development where they have the language, they're starting to try to speak, but they're not fully able to communicate in sentences, to communicate their needs. A lot of times they'll be saying a few words or putting words together, but in turn, we see a lot of challenging behaviors with the toddler stage. So a lot of times parents are like, oh, my child is giving me a hard time. He is just making my life living HLL. Yes.
They can do that.
Yes,
that's true.
Especially that age. If you have, family or friends with little ones, you've probably seen it. Yeah. But we have to reframe and understand that that child is having a hard time. Their brain is not yet able to, they're having a hard time coping. They're not able to communicate and understand these big feelings. So a lot of the work that I've done is really trying to give a voice to these young children, helping them through these big situations, and then helping parents to help them through that, I would say.
So how do you teach a 2-year-old emotion regulation?
Yes. Oh, this is my favorite.
Oh, is it really? I want to know.
My favorite. So there are so many wonderful resources, but we have to think about this age group. And when we think about language, so receptive language is what we're hearing, we're taking in. And then expressive language is what they're able to say. So some children have a receptive language delay, especially when they're in the younger years. So we can't expect them to be able to be like, tell me what's going on.
What are they
they're
receiving? Yeah,
understanding.
Okay.
So that's when we use visuals.
Oh, how cute.
Pictures.
You're so cute. I love it.
Yes, pictures. And one of my favorites is using a visual board that has various pictures of children at that age showing different faces. So big feelings. So frustration, happiness, sad, angry, various emotions that a child can feel.
Can I ask a question? Okay, so this is like body language.
Yeah.
Learning body language.
Yes.
So like if mom or dad is like irritable and their body language shows some sort of like frustration, it can look intimidating to a kid, a 2-year-old,
Absolutely.
right? And so if the language that they're speaking, it's auditory and then also visual, so they're picking up on senses, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
The
so,
body language,
yeah. So
parents.
the parent needs to be regulated, right? So that the child can like look at a board or like, you know,
Absolutely.
the visual and then point it out. Because parent has to be neutral at that point,
Yes.
right? So not to take away from what's happening with their choices.
That's exactly it. And
Yeah.
what you just described is what's called being a co-regulator.
All right.
So adults, parents, teachers, therapists first really need to get their emotions in check to be able to support a child who's completely having a tantrum or really sad that their sibling took their toy or they didn't get ice cream or they had to leave the park early, whatever it might have been. There's so many big emotions that happen in early childhood. So
I used to cry when I didn't get ice cream.
yeah.
Or when it was over,
Or
and
when
my
I had to
mom and
clean
dad
up.
used to like
Yes.
steal it. I do like this, and then I go, oh, "It's gone! Someone took it." I was so mad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that sweet treat.
Yeah.
I'm with
Ice
you.
cream, man. Ice cream.
I'm with you. So really the first step is for adults to be able to get a grasp on their emotions. And when it comes to parenting these big behaviors and emotions brings out a lot in adults.
Yes.
You know? And
Yeah.
thinking about us as humans, when we're around someone and they're completely dysregulated, we're like, ooh, okay, this is a lot. Like, this is
Yeah.
bringing up something in me. I don't know how to help or whatever
Yeah.
it might be.
The idea of like not being able to, or feeling helpless.
Yeah.
Let's get the feelings wheel out.
Yes,
you know?
get the feelings wheel out. You got it.
I love the feelings wheel.
Yeah, exactly. So, going back to being able to have children identify, so either pointing at pictures, they don't have the words just yet. That's really great in early childhood to use those visuals. There are also really great techniques. Next time I'll have to bring a little puppet, using
Please.
puppets to teach
I love puppets.
emotion regulation skills.
Okay. Yeah,
so-
because we need to teach parents how to utilize these.
Yes.
And teachers, these
Absolutely.
resources and tangible things.
Yeah, I think it's the roles that we hold. We're kind of there in the crisis and we're there
Yeah.
to problem solve. But
Yeah.
we really want to build capacity within the family of the child you're working with or the teacher of the child, right?
Yes.
So they're the ones with the child day in and day out, and they need to have those skills so they can really make that change in those behaviors or that extra support that their kiddo might need.
I'm so glad you're watching. And if you watched this far, please ask questions, drop a line in the comments. We're here to help, so please reach out. So next, we're going to talk about the number one mistake parents make with toddlers at home.
Yeah, I think reframing maybe and thinking about the conversation of mistakes, right? I think it's always just a learning experience, an opportunity. It might not be a mistake. There's no fully way to just completely mess up everything because you can always rebuild those pathways and those relationships. But I would say what I see with parents of little ones is they're expecting their kiddos to be doing all the things, and it takes them
Like, it's an inherent natural thing. Like, I told you to do this, and so you should do it. And that's all there is to it.
exactly.
And that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, they have to recognize, where their child is at developmentally and then what is typical development for a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. And I think there's, we go to the pediatrician and they say, you know, your child is the weight, the height, looking good, this and that.
The science.
Yes, but thinking about brain development and where the child is at socially, emotionally, their physical, gross motor, fine motor, all of those aspects of development, I don't feel parents fully understand all that is occurring in those first 5 years of life. And so I just encourage parents to be curious of that and giving their child grace if they're not able to do the tasks that they want them to do. Kind of that
late bloomer. Yes, late bloomer. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, right. No way.
I was very shy. I was
oh my God.
following the footsteps of my younger sister a lot. 3 years younger. But
that's sweet.
Something that I do encourage a lot of parents is to download the CDC milestone tracker, so the Center for Disease Control milestone tracker. And this is a fabulous app where you can put in your child's birthday and you can see exactly, you know, what they should be doing for their age. It's really easy to check in on, and then it kind of helps them to reframe and better understand.
You know what I love about what you just said? I love that it can empower a parent. It can, because I don't think parents want to struggle and see their children stress, you know, and they feel lost or, you know, oh, here we go again. Let's just call them the terrible twos or being a toddler, and that's just the way it is and we have to accept it. But that's not true. And so that alone will introduce and develop parents, because parents need to be developed around what their kids' needs are. You know?
I love what you said about empowering. I think that's
empowering. Yeah.
With parenting.
I think you said it first.
No, I think you highlighted it. But yeah, really just encouraging them that they have the tools, they can do this. And referring to that app, knowing where their children are at is really going to be helpful in helping them to reframe, like I was saying.
Yeah. I want to get rid of like the old wives' tales. I want to get rid of superstition. I want to get rid of listening to other people, recentering yourself as a parent, listening to your instincts.
Absolutely.
And being curious, you know, with the resources that you're talking about, and looking at things through a different lens, like new methods, you know.
Yeah.
And I had a client who they have a significant other, you know, a dad, mom, who they have differing belief systems, but it's out of like, no, let the child cry kind of thing. Like, let the child have disruptions during sleep. I know there are a lot of opinions, and I definitely know I don't know everything yet, but I'm close. But like, I just wish that they would look at the physiological and psychological science behind emotion regulation, even at birth, you know? Yeah, because actually, this is a question I can ask you. This is a good question. I just want to make sure it's correct, and I'd like some reinforcement. And if it's not, I'd like you to tell me if that's okay. So basically, if a baby is crying, let's say they're crying for an extended period of time, and they're infants, do you believe that you need to pick up that child and soothe it? What are your thoughts about that?
So in infancy, that is really when that attachment is beginning. So typically it is suggested that you hold the crying baby and you soothe the baby so that they know you're that safe space for them. Going back to the co-regulator, when mom or dad is calm and soothing them, that helps them to kind of calm. They feel the pulse right next to them. They feel their breath. Also, there are times when mom might be really stressed, and it's like, okay, mom, what can we do to help you to get regulated so that you can help your crying baby? In infancy, absolutely, you do need to.
Like any time, right? And then you can't really spoil a child. Because they don't have reason yet. You know, they can't understand. They just need to build the neural pathways of emotion regulation.
You're spot on.
Thank God. Oh, you're so sweet.
You're so good.
You are. I'm so happy you're here. So what matters the most in the early years? Play, rules, or structure? Okay, so you're gonna say it. I know what you're gonna say.
Okay, if we're thinking of all three, the first one, well, a tie for first, I would say, is structure and play. Structure is very, very important, building out a routine. We focus a lot on this in classrooms with little ones, having that consistent routine so they know what to expect, what's coming next, helps them to plan, get through their day. Sleep routines in infancy, trying to get your little one on a sleep routine is so, so important. But play, I would say, is incredibly crucial.
Yeah.
For parents, building out that time to just play with your child and following their lead. It doesn't have to be this whole structured thing where you're putting on a show like
A puppet show.
which is great.
Yeah.
But, following your child's lead and giving full interest into what they're doing is really important.
Yeah.
What was the last one? We had rules. Rules keep us safe. I think every household has various rules. Every classroom setting has various rules that keep us safe. And I think that kind of all of those kind of are very important and can exist at the same time. I wouldn't say one is more important because they're all such different aspects of a day of development.
Like the kid will use all three of those things in one day, because the play part with parents, especially, kids learn through touch and sensory,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they need that they're exploring the world. That's why they get sick a lot. Put their hands in their mouth because they're touching everything, Yeah.
And it's great for relationship building too. When we think about challenging behaviors, a lot of times it's attention seeking. So children are wanting their teacher's attention, wanting their parents, mom, dad, they're constantly bothering
and that's
nagging.
attachment, right?
But it goes back to attachment and thinking about parents. If you can build out time in your day, it doesn't have to be lengthy, but where it's your undivided attention, where you're able to give your child that time where you're playing together, you're exploring, but you're also building that relationship. And doing that consistently, you're going to notice a decrease in those attention-seeking behaviors.
Wow.
Those are facts.
So it's so true. Every behavior is a communication.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. When kids are attention seeking, that means they're authentically wanting attention. They're not seeking attention for some sort of like manipulative thing. It's actually behavior saying, please pay attention to me. Parent pays attention to kid, and then kid decreases his or her like attention seeking behaviors because they got their needs met.
Absolutely, that's exactly it. And thinking, reframing in a bit too about attention seeking, connection seeking.
Connection seeking. Okay, you're so sweet.
Seeking out ways to connect with whoever. It could be a peer, it could be a sibling, a friend.
Yeah, connection seeking is actually the more appropriate like phrase.
So that's exactly what it is, and it adds that positive lens. I think when we say attention or
I mean in the DSM, attention seeking is like a personality flaw. It's a
negative trait, right?
Yeah, it's a negative symptom of like adults. So I love that you said that. That's how I'm gonna say it.
So maybe that's when you're seeing that in the DSM with adults, maybe it's coming from that.
Yeah, because that's like
in childhood that
histrionic personality or like the cluster C and like borderline, narcissistic. That's attention seeking behavior is a symptom that is part of the criteria. And they're like, oh yeah, check. Like so say it again.
Connection seeking.
Connection seeking. Okay.
So
that's what I'm going to say with my clients.
There you go. Yeah. I love that.
I love it. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Sophie, I have a big question for you. A lot of parents are wondering about what my bestie calls brain rot. Okay. I think just the word rot makes me mad because we're such human beings are so beautiful. But so is screen time, in your opinion, really that harmful? Tell me about that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's the days that we're living in this time, but absolutely it is. It is, and there's loads of research coming out on this topic. Seeing children overstimulated. They're used to being highly stimulated from these very quick shows. Like, for example, if you were to look at Coco Melon. I'm not sure if you've heard of that. It's a very overstimulating, quick,
hypnotizing.
yes,
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get overwhelmed when I try to watch an episode, and that is Coco Melon's for little ones like birth to 5. And then comparing shows like that to maybe some shows back in the 90s, and even nowadays, I'll kind of watch them one after another, and I'm like, things were such slower pace. The transitions were slower. People talked slower, so you could really process and understand. I'm interested to see a study done between those shows in the 90s and the shows now, and the impact it's having on our brains, children's brains, right? So I highly recommend to limit as much as possible, allowing your child to be bored.
That's really smart. Yeah.
And letting them, you know, it's going to be painful for a while, but they're going to find some other ways to entertain themselves, you know, and also encouraging children to be able to communicate with others out in a public space. If you're at dinner with a group of friends, you know, encouraging them to be able to sit at the table and talk with others instead of just throwing an iPad and allowing them to kind of do their thing there. It's kind of a band-aid.
This is how I perceive it. So when it comes to kids and technology, I feel like it depends on their maturity level, but if you're using it as a babysitter or when we talk about technology, we perceive, I don't know what you think, but we perceive the kid who, like, we see a vision, what our lens is, right? Like, we see this little kid comes home from school and is watching whatever you were talking about, what show, and it was like hyper-stimulated or whatever, and or video games or like whatever it is. Like, I know I was raised on Nintendo and Grease, you know, like TV and after school shows and Family Ties and like, God, taking me back, right? But like, okay, so can I give you a short case study?
Sure.
But she's 15.
Ooh, okay.
It's my cousin. Okay, don't get mad. Okay, so straight A student, AP classes. She's the captain of her volleyball team.
Look at her.
I know.
Oh, I played volleyball.
You did?
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed. Oh, so jealous. Things like, she was a gymnast for a while. She does another sport. I don't remember what sport.
Wow. She does a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
She's juggling it all.
It's a bit much, but a lot of family time, a lot of family events, very emotionally regulated most of the time. Really good kid, but isolates on the weekends, watches 8 hours worth of content, needs respite, needs like space from all of the responsibilities.
Oh, so it's kind of...
So what do you think about someone like that?
Yeah, that is, ooh.
What are your
That
thoughts?
is tricky. I don't have the background up to 15, I have the background up to 8, but maybe a sign of her personality too, a personality trait. Maybe she is kind of in all of these situations. Some she's forced to, or she kind of has to do.
Yeah.
And on the weekend, she just wants to completely decompress.
Would you call that? I mean, I think it. Okay, so just for 2 days or whatever. I get that, but I would imagine that she's doing too much during the week. So she only has the weekend to recover, and she just literally needs that. And
that's really
it's
tricky.
An escape.
Has it been a power struggle with the parents?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet they've come to you for that one.
They're afraid of brain rot. And I'm like, she does not have brain rot because she is actively engaged in everything. Yeah. So I think
I'm curious about I don't think the phone is necessarily a terrible thing but for that long of a time,
it means something.
It does.
Yeah.
And maybe finding some other ways that she can decompress.
Yeah.
Maybe if whatever that looks like for her. At that age, you're still trying to figure out that. At our age, I'm still trying to figure out ways to decompress at the end of the day too. But just exploring
8 hours of TV from just kidding.
Well, it almost seems like she kind of wants to disassociate in a way, to just like put everything
That's a really
away
good point.
and just
that's what I think. That's a really good point, because that's what I think kids do or people do, including adults, to self-soothe. There's this like dissociative element, or the stressors could be causing derealization, depersonalization.
I want to learn more about that.
Oh my God. I could see it. It's the glaze in their eyes. Yeah. I can right away. I could
detect it right away.
Come sit over here. Let me tell you a thing or two. That's me.
See how you respond, and
Let
then
me
you're
help
able
you.
to.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
What do you think works well with parents who they have a kid like 8 years or younger? What's a helpful way for them to soothe a child or help them cope with a tantrum?
I would say just parents really being in tune with their child. I always say this with teachers and parents, they're the expert of their classroom, they're the expert of their child. I come in as a consultant, providing support, getting them to explore their lenses as how they're seeing these behaviors.
Yeah, learning about themselves,
and
how they perceive it.
That's a big one. We call it lens talk. And
no way.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
One of my fabulous mentors, Dr. Ann, she had created this incredible guide with the University of Virginia, and it was really meant to explore tough conversations about behaviors with parents and teachers, and getting them to reflect on their perspectives that they bring. That lens, kind of, is what we say.
I know.
So
love it.
Yeah, having parents really reflect on, what is this bringing up in you? A lot of times it stems from their childhood, or certain situations really trigger them.
Yeah.
You probably see that a lot working with older kids.
Yeah.
But when it comes to managing, not to say managing, I would say de-escalating these big behaviors is really knowing your child as to what ways they can calm down. So when we think in early childhood, they're not always able to just say like, hey, I'm frustrated, I need to take a walk. They don't have, their brain's not at that place.
I was going to ask you that. It's okay for a kid to walk away and then calm down on their own and come back.
That's huge if they're able to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of times in turn we see kiddos punching, physical aggression, screaming, tantruming, running out of the classroom, eloping. But thinking about all of us and our sensory needs, right? So some kiddos might need physical input. And in classrooms, it's really fun. We've put hands up on the wall and allowing children to push into the wall. So they're feeling really frustrated and they want to hit a friend, but instead, okay, let's push into the wall, get all that physical input out, and then let's talk about how you're feeling. Some kids really like to just go sit in a cozy corner, and maybe there's a stuffed animal that's comforting for them. Some kids like to color, like more of an art therapy technique. Sensory, like squishing some putty. So thinking of like these calm down techniques and really trying them out. I encourage parents to, try out these techniques and really understanding which one works best with their child, and then having that in your pocket as to, when they're feeling those big emotions, this is what we can do to calm down. And being that co-regulator is important. Just reminding yourself of that.
Those are cool. I really like that. Is there a way we can get access to that?
Yeah, so
Dr. Ann's amazing document.
Yes, I will double check. She now lives in France. She moved over with her family. She's one of my
Let's go visit.
Greatest life mentors.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But I'm sure she would be happy with us reflecting on it together and me sharing it. So
yeah,
I would love to. It has a lot of great prompts and questions. I do have it. We could take a peek together. And then going back to the sensory, the company that I do my professional development training. So when I travel and speak to like school districts, that company has this little resource called the Calming Kit. And it's like a little backpack with all these tools in it for helping kids calm down and regulate emotions. So they sell like a parent one, the Calming Kit at home. So I could also share that here too for parents to use. Yeah, it's a little backpack.
A champion.
I didn't create it. I just love to use it.
I love it.
How to use it.
I would like it, so I can tell all my clients about it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Parents. Yeah,
I will share it with you.
Thank you. Sure. It's like a little treasure.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at these two.
Oh. And I'm always thinking, like, not to pivot too much.
Yeah, please.
Thinking about children and regulating their emotions, and then translating into the work that we do, and how we can, you know, after our sessions, regulate our emotions, take care of ourselves. You know, that educator, provider, therapist, well-being component is so huge, because we carry such a big weight.
Yeah,
it's something I think about daily, and I'm always like trying to build out time for myself. How do you handle that? You've been doing this for many years.
Well, I mean, I've been in a high stress, I don't even want to call it stress, but like components that make you feel like you have to go really quickly and do a lot of so like I don't know if you've heard of assertive community training, a program where it's like helping the homeless and helping the serious and persistent mentally ill in our community. So I worked there for almost 4 years. So that taught me a lot. That taught me how to not absorb other people's energy. I don't absorb people's energy. I don't.
A boundary there.
Yeah, emotional boundary. Like, you know, even when something is like really good or like something I'm looking forward to, like, you know, be guarded around whatever it is. Like, I stay guarded around a lot of my emotions. Like, I tend to idealize people, so I have to put up a way to guard my emotions against that, and just be like not mindful. Mindful is not the right word, but aware. But I let people's processes stay with them. That's their process. I do not take it on to begin with at all. And it's just a practice, just like emotion regulation's a practice.
To learn and to improve on.
You know, like I have to preserve what I have, my thought energy. And so I just don't allow it. I just don't take it on. Like, I watch it more like it just stays at arm's length.
Yeah, almost like you're watching it all.
Yeah, it's like I'm just watching it, and I'm like, do I want to take on these emotions? Do I have the capacity? I gauge my capacity and like things like that.
That's huge, though. That's protecting.
I don't know,
protecting yourself.
And then I have to, like, if I have clients, 4 or 5 clients a day, like, I gotta switch within 10 minutes after doing notes to like my next client. Gotta put it away and move on. Gotta put it away and move on. That helped me a lot to like be like, okay, moving on. And then when I like as ceremonial, humans are ceremonial. Like I close my laptop and I'm like, you know, like
take that side.
Yeah, that's the end. I did it. You know, like I helped 5 people today. Like
exactly.
I'm just really happy about that. You know. So
I love that. Thank you for that.
Oh God,
for sharing your wisdom and what's really worked well for you.
I mean, you know, we could talk about all that on the side and like,
yes, thank you.
And like, no, don't take on other people's processes. And as parents should not take on the process of their children, right? Like, why engage in a tantrum of your own?
Very true.
Like, don't engage in a tantrum. This is like, you know, a process they're going through, and like, you don't need to join them.
So true. Adults have the regulation skills to take a deep breath and realize, okay, I can control myself. I'm going to help my child now. I think that self-control, impulse control.
Yes, impulse control, the patience, and you know, there's a lot of things that our society takes away, steals from our children. You know, like I do believe, especially when you're younger, screen time is like, not the greatest.
Yeah.
Especially during that hyper development.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I feel with the early years.
Yeah.
But as you get older, it's...
As I watch TV for 4 hours every night.
I know.
The Sunday night football game.
Right.
Yeah.
Glued.
Rotting. Glued.
That fills you with a lot of joy, though. And that's your kind of like your community there. Your lions, right?
She's my community. She's my community.
Oh.
I love you. She's so sweet.
Parents, if there's one thing that you could take from our conversation today, I would just say to give yourself grace that parenting is really difficult. It's not a one size shoe fits all. Our children, we're all very unique. And Yasmin was sharing that, a dysregulated adult cannot really help a dysregulated child. So just remembering that you do have that power and control to regulate your emotions so that you can be a strong co-regulator for your child.
Yes. I think co-regulator is the word of the day.
Yes, co-regulator and connection seeking.
Connection seeking. It's so good. I think that's really helpful to parents.
Thank
you have so much to offer.
No, so do you. You've taught me so much today,
Oh
too.
my God, we have so much to. We're
So
going to save the
grateful to be
world.
here. Yes,
Are we going to
we got
save the
it
world?
together.
Okay.
We got this. With our doodles. With our puppies.
Mally's missing.
I
but
know. Next time.
This one's calm today. This one's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so funny. Huh.
So the best part is that we're so lucky because we have a dimension of therapy. We're marrying it with child development and teaching parents and kids. So I love that. We're basically going to save the world together, like I said. And so go ahead and tell us like what you can offer and what you have and where to find you. Let's find you.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can find me on Instagram at Sunshine Educational Consulting, as well as my website is www.sunedco.com. And today we're actually going to link and share some resources that we talked about, the CDC milestone tracker, as well as the Calming Kit resource from Discovery Source and other social emotional resources. We'll link that here.
Yeah,
Very
cool.
Yes.
Yes. I'm the Parent Whisperer signing off. Click and like below.
Yes.
Click and like, and then you'll also see some resources from me. A few links about how you can connect with your kid through the parenting process and self-regulation. So
Yes.
click below, like below, leave a comment, and please ask questions because I am waiting for your questions.
Yes.